everybody, this is Aurora, and I'm so excited to share with you invitation to participate in a new series, a new curriculum that I'm developing that is called The Path of Light. What is light? And what is it doing? Where is it going? And how is it behaving? So this new curriculum that I'm developing is a series of recorded whiteboards similar to what I did 10 years ago in creating the Lessons for Full Spectrum Human series, and the insights, the pure inner knowing directly from my third eye that I'm receiving in being able to share this with you. The process is very similar to what I experienced 10 years ago in the sense that I get these very clear downloads or holistic packages and viewpoints of information which I then find to be my cosmic job joy to put into a format that is shareable and comprehensible to other people. In this case, a huge challenge because the insights that I'm receiving are something that I cannot easily articulate with words. Words and physical language are highly inadequate to be able to describe this, and also even to draw them as a static image. Very, very challenging to be able to translate these ideas into just a picture. So the recorded whiteboards are helpful in me being able to describe this new series. Sorry for the notifications coming in of this new series. It's a completely new and profound way of comprehending and describing and diagramming what light is and what it is doing. So and this is just a brief introduction and your invitation. So beginning December 3rd, you can tell my mind is going very fast here. I tried to make this like a very perfect video. It's clearly not a perfect video already, but I'm not going to re-record. I was thinking that I was going to do this all as a weekend intensive, that I was going to send out all of the homework videos and say, everybody, here, do your homework, watch these things, and then we'll get together and we'll have the live lecture. And it really became obvious to me that it takes time to process and internalize this. It's a completely new way of diagramming and conceptualizing what light is and where it is going. And basically the genesis of all of my insights are, I've been on a long extended journey and I had been living in places that are like cities, tons and tons of technological frequency interference and lots of light pollution and not a lot of capacity to see the stars. And I recently moved back to this smaller, more rural area where I could see the stars at night, and sitting outside in my beautiful lawn chair and looking up at the stars, I was able to really have a direct rapport and a direct conversation with them again, and with the sun, our predominant star in the sky, as I haven't had in a very long time, and started to get these very clear insights and clear ways of looking at and perceiving light even throughout my day, even while I'm driving my car along the road, to really be meditating upon and thinking about what light is and what it is doing. And it's been transformative for me to be able to perceive and share these perceptions. For anyone who's new, first of all, you don't have to be, first of all, for anyone who's new, as I jump around with my mind, this is the way my mind works. And welcome, I'm Aurora, I'm a galactic walk-in. I come from this world of light. I come as an impulse that ordinarily travels on the stellar network from the node of consciousness known as individuated stars, stars to stars, all around this amazing stellar network. That is where I ordinarily come from. It is where I ordinarily inhabit. And I'm coexisting in two places or multiple levels of reality at once, at that level of reality as my star being collective, and also here in embodiment through vibrating this genetic portal known as the Flying Rainbow Lasagna. That I've been here as a walk-in for 21 years, and it's been my mission and my total job joy to talk about and share the Flying Rainbow Lasagna, and that is what I started doing formally 10 years ago in Lessons for Full Spectrum Humans. And that class has two different levels, and I consider the advanced level to be like definitely advanced and a stretch of the perception and yoga of the mind. However, I've had a lot of beautiful students in my class over the past 10 years, and I'm so proud of people for leveling up, for like doing yoga of the perception and being able to stretch the envelope of your mind to encompass new ways of perceiving and describing reality, new formalism in terms of what is the structure of time, and that's what all of these paintings are that you see behind me and all around me and that I print on my clothing. conceptualizing time, and time and light and electromagnetism are all completely related to one another. So this offering that I invite you to be a part of, and this is a generalized invitation, not only open to the people who have been students in my class. Definitely, if you've been a student in my class, you are prepared. You've done all of the foundational muscle building to be able to then do these higher level mind acrobatics and perception acrobatics, but not limited to people who have already been my students. So you don't have to be an expert in quantum physics, you don't have to be a math expert. All that you need in order to be a part of this new upcoming class is the desire to learn, being open to these concepts, and really being willing to do the incremental work of watching the recorded whiteboard videos and then attending my live lectures. Again, I had originally thought that I would do this as a weekend intensive and just do it for a few hours and share everything with everyone, and then just put a huge heaping pile of mental, nutrition and ideas on your plate, and then have you kind of go home with like a big giant amount to digest everything inside of you. And I realized like that's not the most effective way for me to share as a teacher. What is going to be a lot better is if I spread this out, let's say over a 4-week period. And although I know December is a time when many people are focused on holidays and other things, or sometimes struggling with darkness and seasonal affective disorder, may this be a wonderful month to do this, because my inner guidance system is simply telling me, number one, don't wait until you can speak about this perfectly, as I find it takes me a little bit of time to bring up my confidence and my sense of ability, of my capacity to even talk about these things. So, because look, I have two perspectives. I have my overarching perspective of what it's like to be an impulse on this higher dimensional network of consciousness, where it doesn't matter if I can describe it in words or draw it in pictures, and that is just my level of innate existence. And I have my mission and my purpose for being here, which is to really try to translate that perspective, that galactic level perspective, into material accessibility, like a way that is not intimidating or difficult, but which is comprehensible and accessible to your mind, so that humanity can learn and grow. So what my intimidation factor when these insights come to me, and when I perceive on this truer, higher dimensional level, I'm always like, how am I going to put that into words? How am I going to draw that as a picture and as a diagram? So as I've been doing that over the past couple of months, I've been figuring out a new languaging, and also a new series of diagrams. For anyone who's been in my class and you're familiar with the time vortex and my various diagrams that now have become second nature to many of us, in talking about the pathway of consciousness through the field of time. This is a completely new way of diagramming what light is doing, where it is going, and how that relates to you as light, and how it relates to you in each moment. I find it to be a wonderful challenge that I am rising to meet, and I also realized I didn't have to wait until I was perfectly adept in describing all of these things to everyone, that I could begin from where I am. You can similarly begin from where you are in your present level of perception, comprehension, and ability. And please don't think that you have to be, like I said, a quantum scientist or a highly trained mathematician or anything to be able to begin to know about this and actually know it. Is my job joy to be able to make these concepts accessible to people of all different levels of comprehension, education, and ability level, to use analogies and use diagrams to really communicate the profound nature of who and what you are in this world, and that it doesn't require special training, but it does definitely require the application of your own willpower. So what I'm beginning is, today is Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. It's going to be a Saturday class, as many people have work commitments, and I certainly have weekly work commitments too, and that hopefully each one of us will be able to take time for the next consecutive 4 or 5 Saturdays and be able to focus on comprehending and ingesting new perspectives on what light is. So what is the curriculum? Basically, I've been describing light as, here's a star and it's emanating light as a pathway, and it goes on its journey and it coalesces as matter, and the different time experiences that we are having as matter coalesced light. But this relates to the bending and folding of time, space, and consciousness as I talk about flying rainbow lasagna, really the concept of the singularity at the center of all stars, at the center of every single cell of your body, at the center of every energy center, which is known as a chakra on your body, all overlapping in that one completely concentrated place, space, time that is known as singularity. What is the perspective of reality structure when we look at singularity completely overlapping in that way, and what is light doing and how is light emanating? So again, my words do not even describe, although I hope that you're getting all of my telepathic downloads, and if you're open to that, just signal, nod telepathically, and I will beam these images into your mind. I do a lot of my teaching in that way. Please be on my telepathic email blast. And so the new curriculum is a new way of diagramming the overlappingness of singularity, what light is doing, how time-space is expanding or responding to the behavior of light, how your consciousness is combined and interactive with the path of light of stellar consciousnesses. And this can also be considered like preconception or foreshadowing on your own journey of what it will be like when you are also in impulse on the larger network of connected consciousnesses known as the stellar network. What does it look like from my perspective as Aurora in that higher dimensional reality structure? What will it look like to you as you continue on your journey beyond individual embodiment and embeddedness in time and leveling up into this overlappingness? Again, words fail because words are linear language and come out of this linear experience. So enough with my words. I am inviting you to be a part of this. I'm happy to share with you at no commitment the very first whiteboard so you can get an idea of what this is. So Saturday, December 3rd, we're beginning with this, and let's begin at 11 a.m. Pacific time so that everybody has a chance to wake up, become fortified with coffee, and get ready to really get your mind going on, firing on all cylinders to completely encompass all of these new ideas. And we'll go forward for the next, let's say, 4 or 5 weeks with weekly homework assignments that include, I will send out to you the recorded whiteboards, and then you will watch them. I would encourage you to watch them several times in a row to be able to really internalize what the concepts are, and then to join me for the weekly live lectures, which will include me speaking as I am now. We'll do it over Zoom. It is interactive, so you can ask questions and then also go home with your wonderment. And again, you wouldn't expect to build your body through one session at the gym. You would expect to have multiple successive sessions at the gym that each time you go, you become stronger and build more muscle mass. May this also be a similar approach in terms of stretching and building your perception of what is light. So the curriculum is about bending and folding of time, space, new diagrams, conception of what is happening on a molecular level through photosynthesis, of what is happening when light is actually transformed into matter through the supernatural miracle known as photosynthesis, what is happening on a molecular level. I do relate a lot of this to Earth surface human objective materialist science, using the language structure of molecules and atoms, and also making sure that it is accessible to you without any special training. So please don't be, again, intimidated or feel that it's too much for you if you're not particularly trained in that field. I make everything totally accessible to you. The molecular structure of glucose, the molecular structure of what happens when light is turned into glucose, how glucose is metabolized in your body so that it can flow through light. And then there's a whole teaching about waveforms and quantum observership, the interactivity of yourself and other organisms and materialized matter. I'm so excited about it. I'm trying to speak of it here in the most formal terms about what all this is, but I really hope that you can feel my spark of true joy and true excitement at connecting with this information, connecting with the higher intelligence mind of divine organization on a higher dimensional level, and then being able to translate all of that into a common, finding a common ground and a common language that we can use in order to explore the miraculous, phenomenal world that we are embedded within, driving down the road and every single plant that you look at is performing miracles all around you. When you eat or drink your physical food that is being turned into glucose in your body, you are performing miracles within your own body. You are aligning with an almost inexplicable, when I say phenomenal, the world of phenomenon of light and consciousness. I wish to explain, describe, and inspire to you that viewpoint of just being embedded in a miraculous sea of waveforms and the significance that that has to you on your personal journey. Thank you so much. I look forward profoundly to teaching and sharing all this with you. Please hop on board. And as always, I do ask tuition. Call it a gratitude gift. If you require different payment methods or alternative payment methods or wish to have a scholarship, please just contact me about that. If you have an interest in participating, please do not let the formality of money be an inhibitor to your participation. Profound gratitude and thanks and joy. Thank you so much.